Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Ethereum is still running into this important resistance, while Bitcoin could be about to experience a 20% move if this resistance breaks, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a really quick update here on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and basically nothing has really changed over the last 1 day on this time frame. Obviously, the price is still running into this important resistance, and as for the larger trend at play, once again, this has not changed over the last 1 day. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about this time frame, then check out my last video on this channel. But anyway, if you're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, once again, the price is still running into this important area of resistance, which I have here on the daily time frame in between around 30,000 to 31,000, but more specifically, the resistance is at around 30.5k to 31k. And so once again, we need to see a confirmed breakout above around 31,000 with confirmation like a weekly candle close, for example, above 31,000 in order to confirm that breakout and set up the next leg to the upside. But until then, obviously, in the shorter term, we're experiencing a bit of a short-term cool-off. Basically, the price and the RSI starting to reset a little bit after that extreme bullish move we saw over the last 1 week or so. Because once again, if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin RSI, as I said, over the last few days, this daily Bitcoin RSI was sitting in overbought territories, telling us that we're a little too overheated, meaning the price went too far to the upside too quickly, and we need some time to cool off in the short term to help reset the RSI, which can actually give us some more room to the upside later on. And as for the daily Bitcoin MACD, this hasn't really changed all that much over the last 1 to 2 days. Obviously, as of right now, this is still showing quite a bit of bullish momentum, but once again, just in the imminent short term, the momentum has slowed down a little bit as the price is running into important resistance. But now, if you're staying on the daily Bitcoin chart, taking a look at the Fibonacci extensions, this first Fibonacci extension, the 1618 level, was sitting at around 25.2k, exactly where we saw this high come into play back in February. Obviously, since then, we saw that correction and then the next leg to the upside in the larger bullish trend. And that next leg to the upside, from the moment we confirmed a breakout above that Fibonacci extension, the next price target was the next Fibonacci extension, the 2618 Fibonacci level, which was sitting at around 31,000 approximately, which was obviously exactly where this high came into play back in April. And once again, since then, we have seen a correction very similar to what we saw back here during late February and early March. But over the last 1 week, we have potentially already begun the next leg to the upside. All we need to see now is a confirmed breakout above 31,000 in order to really confirm that next leg to the upside in the larger bullish trend. And once again, if that happens, if we simply break out back above this Fibonacci extension, then the next price target would be the next Fibonacci extension, the 3618 level, which is sitting at around 37,000, more specifically around 37.2k. And so if you measure that move from the current Bitcoin price to that next target, that's around a 22% move, or from the point of the breakout from this Fibonacci extension to the next Fibonacci extension, that's around a 19 to 20% move. And now, once again, it is important to mention that we first need to see a confirmed breakout above 31,000 in order to really target around 37,000. So once again, just in the imminent short term, 31,000 is still the level to watch. And then only if we confirm a breakout back above that level, then I'll be looking towards 37,000, which would be around a 20% movement. But obviously, just in the imminent short term here on the 2-hour Bitcoin chart, as I've said over the last few days, since all the way back up here, we clearly have an active bearish divergence here on the smaller time frames because we have confirmed higher highs in the price of Bitcoin in the candle closes, while also confirming lower highs in the 2-hour Bitcoin RSI. And so once again, as I've said over the last few days, this means that we're due to see a reduced bullish momentum in the imminent short term, as in potentially over the next few days. And that reduced bullish momentum usually plays out in the form of either choppy sideways price action or a slight pullback in the short term, which is pretty much exactly what we've seen over the last few days as expected. And now, once again, it's possible that this could continue to play out for a little while longer, as in potentially over the coming hours, maybe over the next day or so, especially while this 2-hour Bitcoin RSI continues trending to the downside. But obviously, eventually, if we see a continued pullback in the price of Bitcoin, then this RSI on the 2-hour time frame will continue to trend towards oversold territories. And at that stage, when we start getting towards oversold, obviously that means we're due to see potentially some sort of bounce. So this is why I've been saying that this is only really in the shorter term, because obviously it's only on the smaller time frames. And once again, as I said earlier, on the daily time frame, this is actually needed in the imminent short term to help reset the daily RSI, which is still basically at overbought territories, meaning we still need to see a bit more of a reset before potentially continuing higher. So essentially, in the imminent short term, talking about the next 1 day or so, I am neutral to bearish, but on the larger trend at play here on the larger time frames, obviously I'm still much more bullish than bearish. So as always, it is important to understand the difference between the longer term and the shorter term. And now, just before getting into the Ethereum part of this video, I'll quickly remind you that there's only a few days left for this 1000 USDT airdrop happening over at Bybit. And in case you didn't already know, this is actually an exclusive airdrop for only those of you who have signed up to Bybit using the link down below this video in the description or in the pinned comment. So as always, I'll make sure to leave a link to this page and more details about this in the description and in the pinned comment. Definitely check that out if you want to take advantage of this 1000 USDT airdrop. But anyway, with that being said, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and I'll keep this quick because on the daily time frame, not much has really changed over the last 1 day. So the RSI, the MACD, and the price and the trend itself is still basically the same as yesterday. So if you want to know more about this chart and this time frame, then check out my last video on the channel. But if you're looking at the shorter term, this is on the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And obviously over the last 1 day, we have seen yet another rejection from this Fibonacci level, which is the golden pocket, which is actually a range in between around 1930 to 1940. And once again, as I've said recently on the channel, if we actually see a confirmed breakout back above 1940, then in that case, the next level I'll be watching is sitting at around 2020 based on this previous high and also the 78.6% Fibonacci level. But if we see a breakout back above 2020, then in that case, I'll be looking towards these previous highs, which are sitting just above 2.1k. And as for short-term support, right now the price of ETH is running into this previous 50% retracement level, sitting at around 1860 to 1870, currently acting as some short-term support. And as for some other levels to watch out for, here on the 6-hour ETH to US dollar chart, if we actually see a further rejection from this area of resistance that I just spoke about, then in that case, we could find a bit of support at this previous descending line of resistance, now acting as new support, sitting at around 1820. And below that level, we also have this area, which should act as support, sitting in between around 1750 to 1780. And once again, as I've said in recent videos here on the channel over the last few days, and as I've also said for Bitcoin in the short term, we clearly have a short-term bearish divergence currently active here on the price of ETH. Here on the 6-hour time frame, obviously we have confirmed higher highs in the candle closes, while also confirming lower highs in the 6-hour Ethereum RSI. And so once again, this simply means we're due to see reduced bullish momentum in the imminent short term, meaning we're most likely going to see either some choppy sideways price action or a slight pullback in the shorter term. And obviously this is exactly what we've seen over the last few days as expected. And so potentially over the next 1 to 2 days, I would continue to expect this type of price action to help reset the RSI further. But obviously eventually, once the RSI becomes reset enough and we see a breakout back above this descending line of resistance, and obviously if we eventually see a breakout above this area of resistance in the price, all of those would be the signals to watch out for to potentially invalidate this bearish divergence and continue on with the bullish trend. So this alone does not necessarily cancel the bullish trend. It simply means right now we're in a pause from that trend. But like I said in my last video, while the price of ETH is currently playing out this pause within the bullish trend, this is actually forming a technical bullish flag pattern, because obviously as of right now, the price of ETH is forming a parallel channel after a move to the upside, which obviously means a flagpole and now the flag. And so all we need to see to confirm this pattern is simply a confirmed breakout above this resistance that I just mentioned. And in that case, if we actually see a confirmed breakout above around 1940, then in that case, the technical price target for this bullish flag pattern would be sitting at approximately 2070. So from the point of the breakout to that technical price target, that's a possible 8% move to the upside. But once again, we first need to see a confirmed breakout above this resistance before actually targeting that higher price. So at least in the imminent short term, while the price is yet to break this resistance, once again, in the shorter term, talking about the next 1 day or so, I'm actually leaning neutral to bearish. But in terms of the larger trend at play, I'm still leaning more bullish than bearish. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways like it is right now, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or neutral. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from a sideways price range like right now. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.